Glowing tributes dominated the memorial service of former Cabinet Minister Simeon Nyachae at the Central SDA Church here in Nairobi. Various political leaders were in attendance, including ODM leader Raila Odinga, his ANC and Wiper counterparts Musalia Mudavadi and Kalonzo Musyoka, as well as Cabinet secretaries Dr. Matiangi, Raychelle Omamo and Mutahi Kagwe. As they eulogized their patriarch, the family said they will miss a man who held the family together. This, as leaders described him as a servant who loathed corruption. Chemtai Goin has more.
It is well.
It was one of the final send-off ceremonies for veteran politician and long-serving civil servant Simeon Nyachae. The service at the Central SDA Church in Nairobi brought together family, senior government officials, politicians and friends of the man. Many remembered for his tough nature, demand for performance and excellence, an advocate for the meek and a man of many fasts. To his family, they had lost a patriarch.
Alikuwa anatupenda hata watoto wetu.
Simeon's generosity across board has no comparison.
I always picked the desire in him to treat everybody with dignity and respect.
I want to be remembered as a servant like my grandfather.
We think your birthday will be even more fun in heaven with all the celebrations. Go well, Tata. We will miss you.
President Uhuru Kenyatta, whose condolence message was read out by Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe, said the country had lost a dedicated servant who, during his tenure as civil servant, contributed to the country's development.
We are all deprived of his leadership, great passion, determination, and energy towards serving our country.
Mzee may have retired as a PC and as head of public service, but the head of public service in him did not leave. And the chief secretary in him never parted. Always in control and always in charge of things.
His legacy will also be projected by those he mentored.
ODM leader Raila Odinga celebrated Nyachae as a man who did not tolerate mediocrity.
We are actually saying goodbye to a great Kenyan patriot, a man who has done a lot in the service of this country.
Former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, who served with Nyachae in cabinet, and his ANC counterpart Musalia Mudavadi, remembered him for upholding integrity.
A very strong personality, a go-getter, had no time for anything that he didn't consider professional.
He didn't believe in shortcuts. The integrity of the public service was perhaps at its highest during the tenure of Simeon Nyachae.
Unlike other funeral and memorial services which are dominated by politics and the BBI popularization messages, the Central SDA leadership remained firm, warning politicians and other speakers against abusing the privilege. Born in 1932, Nyachae has witnessed the transformation of the country, having also served in 3 governments with founding father Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, the late Daniel Arap Moi, and Mwai Kibaki. Nyachae died February 2nd at the Nairobi hospital after a long illness.
Just thank the mothers. Thank you for keeping this Mzee for us to enjoy his benevolence and everything he did for the community.
The final send-off service, which was to be held at the Nyanturago Stadium on Monday, has since been moved to the Guse Stadium owing to space constraints. Residents of Nyanturago, however, protested the move, saying it was against tradition.
Tunashangaa hii mambo ya kutoa mwili hapa au mkutano wa Nyachae hapa ulitokana na nani?
He will later be laid to rest at his Nyosia home in Kisii County, in what the family say will be a private ceremony. Chemtai Goin, Citizen TV, Nairobi.